Do you ever feel like life itself has turned into one big competition? Who's the fastest, the best, the most attractive? Which team wins the most? Who has the most money? Whose religion, worldview, or ethos is right? The good news is, people truly love to cooperate just as much as they love to compete. In fact, we humans are wired to collaborate, and we love to connect. It just takes an environment set up for collaboration and a structure that stimulates our love of cooperation. Traditional games teach players that one side can win only if the other side loses. Cooperative games provide a mental shift. Everybody wins together or everybody loses together. Life is filled with two types of relationships: negative interdependent relationships, sometimes called win-lose relationships, and positive interdependent relationships, win-win relationships. Examples of negative interdependent relationships are individual games, I win when you lose; team sports, my team wins when your team loses; commercial marketplace, my business succeeds when it outperforms yours; or the democratic voting system, I take the elected office when I receive more votes than you, just to name a few. Examples of positive interdependent relationships are employee-employer, share the outcomes of the business; teacher-student, they share the goal of the student's successful learning of new concepts and achieving standards; buyer-seller, share the goal of completing a transaction so that it is mutually beneficial and prompts future business together; patient-physician, they share the goal of reducing disease and increasing health outcomes; and household partners, they share the goal of running a functioning, happy household, or achieving financial goals together, or raising successful children together. Again, these are just to name a few. As you can see, in both types of relationships, we need each other. In the win-lose context, our relationship to each other puts one of us out in front of the other, while in the win-win context, we seek out mutually beneficial outcomes. Neither is better than the other. There is a time and place for each. We need to be skillful in both situations. The power of cooperative play is that it teaches the skill sets that fit for a win-win context. Skill sets that often get overlooked, but are so very important in so many of our relationships. Cooperative play teaches what helps you helps me. We can stand shoulder to shoulder against the challenge. And the overall outcomes get better as we get better together. Cooperative play builds critical skills: communication, creative thinking, problem solving, and conflict resolution. Once we get going, cooperating is the easy part. We humans do it naturally. Finding the cooperative opportunity in a world that pulls for competition is the challenge. That's why starting with play in a structured program like the one we provide works. We'll explore together how to best facilitate cooperative games with various groups and how each game works to achieve the goal of cooperation. Cooperative play has the power to bridge gaps between groups of people. At our core, no matter our backgrounds, religions, education, or worldviews, we are all human. Our world is better when we find ways to connect and work together.